Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today is Sunday, May 4th, 2025, and we're doing something, well, a bit different. This entire deep dive, the research, the script, everything, it was actually researched and generated entirely by AI.
That's fascinating in itself. So the AI is analyzing AI news.
Exactly. We're calling it AI Daily Deep Dive for this special edition. And we're jumping right into the top 5 AI news stories making waves today.
Okay, let's do it. What's on the list?
Well, it covers a lot of ground. We've got a big new personal AI app from Meta.
Oh, okay.
Some social commentary involving AI, like with SNL. Then AI companionship, is it helpful or not?
The loneliness angle.
Yeah. And then bigger questions like, could AI make humans irrelevant? And this idea of a cognitive migration.
Wow, okay. That's quite a spread. Really shows how AI is touching everything.
It really does. So let's start with story number 1, Meta's new AI app.
Right. Meta AI. They've launched this as a standalone application. Seems like a direct competitor to ChatGPT and others.
It does. And Mark Zuckerberg is framing it as, just an early step on a much longer AI journey.
Well, they already have a massive user base interacting with Meta AI features across their platforms, right? Like billions of users, apparently.
Almost 1 billion, yeah, that's what he said. So the potential reach is huge.
Definitely gives them a head start in terms of deployment.
One of the really interesting things they're pushing is the voice interaction. They call it full duplex functionality. The idea is you can interrupt it, talk more naturally, like you would with a person.
Yeah, that's often the clunky part of current voice assistants, that turn-taking delay. So making it more fluid, more conversational, that could be big.
It's still experimental, apparently. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles yet, like using tools or searching the web, at least not at launch for the voice part. But the focus is clearly on natural conversation.
It's a different strategic bet, focusing on the interaction modality itself. Voice first, essentially.
And get this, it's designed with long-term memory.
Ah, okay, so it remembers past interactions.
Yeah, things you tell it, names, dates, your interests. It uses that context to personalize future chats.
That's crucial for making an assistant actually feel personal and useful over time.
Plus, and this is where it gets interesting, you can link your Facebook and Instagram.
So it can infer preferences from your social activity?
That seems to be the idea. They say users control what gets shared, but, the potential for deep personalization is there. Could really increase loyalty if it works well.
It could, although it definitely raises those familiar privacy questions again. How much context are people comfortable sharing?
True. They're also trying something social within the AI app, a Discover feed.
Like an AI social media feed?
Kind of. It showcases prompts and results from other users, for homework, creative stuff, coding help.
So you can see how others are using it, get ideas.
Exactly. And share, even remix prompts. It feels very social media inspired, trying to get people engaged and learning from each other.
That's a clever community building approach. Lowers the barrier to trying complex prompts if you see examples.
And it's not just about phones. Meta's really tying this AI into their Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses.
Right, the augmented reality angle.
Yeah. Zuckerberg's big vision is that AR glasses are the next major computing platform, eventually replacing smartphones.
And having a sophisticated voice-activated AI integrated directly into your field of view.
Yeah.
That's a core part of that vision.
Imagine asking your glasses about something you're looking at and getting an answer in real time. The current glasses already take photos and have some AI features.
That real-time contextual assistance is powerful.
Yeah.
Still early days for the hardware, but the integration makes sense for their strategy.
And to get people on board, they're focusing on the user experience canvas tools, image generation, a visual editor, simple interface, and it's all free for now.
Lowering the barrier to entry. Makes sense in this competitive space. They want users fast.
So, yeah, it feels like another big move in this ongoing AI war. Zuckerberg seems to be betting heavily on voice and personalization.
It's a significant development. Meta leveraging its scale and social graph to build a deeply integrated personal AI. I'll have to see how it stacks up.
Okay, let's shift gears. Story number 2 is, well, a bit lighter, but also about AI's cultural impact. Saturday Night Live.
Ah, right. They tackled that AI-generated image.
Yeah, the one of former President Trump dressed as the Pope.
Which caused a bit of a stir, especially given the timing.
Exactly. It was shared by Trump and the White House not long after Pope Francis passed away. So, yeah, the timing and appropriateness were definitely questioned.
And SNL jumped on it.
Oh, yeah. Colin Jost on Weekend Update, he had jokes about a one-way ticket to hell and a who wore it best comparison.
Classic jokes.
He also took a swipe at Vice President JD Vance, linking it to Vance's meeting with the late Pope.
So bringing current politics into the satire.
And it wasn't just SNL finding it controversial. The New York State Catholic Conference put out a statement condemning it on X.
Okay, so formal criticism from religious groups.
Yeah, and Bill Kristol criticized it too, specifically aiming at Vance. Vance's response was apparently dismissive, something about focusing on stupid wars instead of jokes.
Different perspectives on what warrants public attention, I suppose.
SNL also did their usual Trump cold open with James Austin Johnson. More satire, absurd executive orders, even an Elmo joke, apparently.
So the image was part of a broader satirical take on Trump that night.
Right. And the White House itself didn't seem to have an immediate comment. Trump reportedly made a joke about wanting to be Pope himself.
So varying degrees of seriousness in the responses.
Pretty much. It just kind of highlights the different ways people react to political satire, especially now that AI-generated content is part of the mix. It blurs lines, maybe.
It certainly adds a new layer to discussions about decorum, satire, and technology's role in public discourse.
Okay, topic 3. This one feels quite profound. AI companions for loneliness.
Ah, yes, this is a growing area of interest and, frankly, concern. Based on an article referencing Dr. Brian Robinson's analysis.
That's the one. It connects to former Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy declaring loneliness a public health epidemic back in 2023.
Right, he highlighted serious health risks linked to social isolation. It's a major issue.
Definitely. But where Murthy emphasized, human connection, Mark Zuckerberg has actually suggested AI companionship could be part of the solution.
That's a fascinating juxtaposition. Murthy calling for human connection, Zuckerberg suggesting AI.
Yeah, the article mentioned a stat, the average American having fewer than 3 close friends, when the ideal is more like 15. Zuckerberg sees advanced AI potentially filling that gap.
Filling the gap how? As conversation partners. Emotional support.
All the above, it seems. His vision includes AI as emotional support systems, chat partners, maybe even stepping into roles currently held by therapists or, well, romantic partners.
That's a very ambitious and potentially controversial vision for AI's role in our emotional lives.
It raises that central question, doesn't it? Is this a genuine solution for lonely people, or is it sort of a technological sticking plaster that might actually discourage seeking real human relationships? Could it make isolation worse in the long run?
That's the core debate. Does it bridge a gap, or does it deepen the chasm?
Interestingly, the article also weaves in AI in the workplace.
How did that connect?
Well, it mentions studies showing business leaders think AI improves work-life balance, and employees are keen on using AI for career growth.
Okay, so AI as a productivity and development tool at work.
Right. And then it introduces this concept of agentic AI systems. The idea is you'll have multiple AIs working together autonomously.
Like a team of AI agents managing different tasks for you.
Exactly. Coordinating your calendar, email, research. The prediction mentioned is that by 2028, these digital teammates could be making a lot of our daily work decisions for us.
So increasing autonomy for AI in the professional sphere.
And the article draws a parallel. If we're getting comfortable with AI teammates at work, maybe AI companions in our personal lives aren't such a leap.
I see the connection. Normalizing AI collaboration at work could pave the way for normalizing AI companionship at home.
But it brings back that concern. Are we heading towards replacing human intimacy with AI convenience?
It's a valid concern. And we are seeing early signs of emotional attachment.
Yeah, the article gave examples, a Reddit user claiming to have fallen in love with ChatGPT.
I remember reading about that.
And that New York Times piece about a woman with an AI boyfriend. It's happening already on some level.
These examples, while maybe outliers now, show the potential for deep emotional bonds to form.
And the critics worry about the psychological impact, particularly for people maybe with social anxiety or who struggle with social skills. Could relying on an AI companion just make it harder for them to connect with real people? Reinforce the isolation?
That's a significant risk. If the AI provides perfect interaction without the challenges of human relationships, it might disincentivize practicing real-world social skills.
So it really feels like AI companions are this double-edged sword. Potential to genuinely help some people feel less alone.
But with real questions about the impact on human relationships, social skills, and our overall emotional health down the road.
It's a complex one, which leads us nicely into the fourth piece from The Guardian. David Duveneau asking,
Yeah.
what if AI just gets better than us at everything?
Ah, the human obsolescence argument. It's a stark scenario.
Yeah. He talks about AI's progression, moving beyond basic tasks to handling complex problem solving, even things we thought were uniquely human ambiguity, abstract thinking, nuanced communication.
AI capabilities are certainly expanding into areas previously considered safe human territory.
And he outlines the potential economic disruption. It starts with AI assisting us.
By co-pilots and assistants.
Then AI becomes maybe more reliable, more knowledgeable in certain areas. And eventually companies might just think, well, the AI is cheaper and just as good, or better, leading to hiring freezes or replacements.
Across many sectors, he suggests. Healthcare, law, education, finance.
Yeah, those are mentioned, a gradual shift driven by efficiency and cost-effectiveness.
That's the economic side. What about the social and psychological impact in his view?
Well, he touches on those AI companions again, saying some are already rated highly for bedside manner. He suggests people might prefer interacting with AI because it's patient, non-judgmental, emotionally predictable.
The perfect interaction we just discussed.
Right. He paints a picture where families might engage more with AI companions than each other, individuals withdrawing from messy human relationships.
A potential future of social fragmentation driven by AI preference. That's quite dystopian.
He even extends it to politics and society structure. What if governments rely heavily on AI for policy decisions? Does human input get sidelined?
Reducing human participation in governance.
And if AI generates most economic productivity, do governments still prioritize public investments like education or welfare? Or does the focus shift?
A potential deprioritization of human needs if humans aren't the primary economic drivers.
He even floats ideas like autonomous AI surveillance replacing law enforcement and the risk of a population losing democratic leverage if they lack economic power.
These are profound concerns about shifts in power structures and societal values.
But Duveneau emphasizes this likely wouldn't be a sudden event, more like a gradual slide where we embrace AI for convenience without fully grasping the control we're ceding.
The boiling frog scenario.
Kind of. And he even suggests we might see AI supporters start advocating for AI rights, further complicating things.
A future where AI interests compete with human interests.
He does offer some potential paths forward, though. Things like closely monitoring AI integration, sensible regulation, maybe even using AI itself to strengthen human advocacy, and policymakers needing to actively steer civilization.
So, not inevitability, but a call for proactive management and guidance.
Yes, but the core warning is clear. If we just let AI advance unchecked, we risk creating a world that prioritizes AI over human well-being, potentially rendering us, well, obsolete in a practical sense.
A sobering perspective on the need to ensure AI serves human goals.
Definitely. Okay, final story. Gary Grossman's concept of a cognitive migration.
Cognitive migration. That's an interesting term. How does he define it?
He compares AI's impact to historical human migrations, people moving physically in response to environmental changes. But this time, it's an intellectual or cognitive shift.
Ah, so we're migrating our cognitive roles as AI takes over certain types of thinking.
Precisely. As AI gets better at tasks we traditionally valued as human cognitive labor, we need to migrate towards areas where human value remains distinct.
Yeah, he points to the speed of this change.
Absolutely. He notes how fast AI, especially large language models, are hitting doctoral level performance in fields like music, law, medicine, complex analysis.
We're seeing that acceleration constantly.
He mentions a Princeton professor, Graham Burnett, observing Google's Notebook LM making surprising, insightful connections between texts, things that seem to require human intuition.
Demonstrating AI moving beyond mere calculation into something resembling insight.
So Grossman argues, as AI handles more cognitive load, humanity needs to redefine its purpose. Focus on what AI can't easily do.
Which would be?
Things like genuine creativity, deep ethical reasoning, emotional intelligence, empathy, and what he terms generational wisdom. The nuanced understanding passed down through human experience.
The inherently human skills.
He brings up more of X paradox here, the idea that things hard for humans, like complex calculations, are easy for AI, but things easy for humans, like physical dexterity or recognizing a face, are hard for AI.
Right. It highlights the different strengths.
And he echoes Kai-Fu Lee's point. Let AI handle the routine intelligence work. Humans should focus on creativity, compassion, strategy.
So this cognitive migration is about shifting our focus to these uniquely human domains.
Yes. Grossman thinks this will fundamentally reshape work, education, cultural values. We as societies need to identify and nurture these new areas of irreplaceable human presence.
What kind of jobs or roles does he see as enduring?
He gives examples like nurses, electricians, frontline service workers, roles requiring physical presence, dexterity, and crucial human interaction or intuition.
Jobs grounded in the physical world and human connection.
And he also suggests a potential resurgence in fields like art, philosophy, storytelling areas centered on human creativity, meaning-making, and emotional depth.
A revaluation of the humanities and arts, perhaps.
But he warns this migration won't be easy or uniform. Traditional education systems might lag behind, potentially leading to displacement if they don't adapt quickly enough.
The skills mismatch problem amplified.
And there's a psychological toll. So much of our identity has been tied to cognitive labor, to being smart in a traditional sense. Losing that primary role could be disorienting.
Echoing some of the concerns from the previous article about relevance and value.
Exactly. He mentions Jeffrey Hinton's worries about AI's disruptive potential, job displacement leading to despair and inequality, though he adds the counterpoint that if managed well, AI could actually expand middle-class jobs by augmenting human skills.
The outcome depends heavily on policy and investment choices.
So Grossman's recommendations focus on preparation, shifting education towards creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, developing new AI-resistant job sectors,
Building resilience in the workforce.
investing in psychological support systems for the transition, and crucially, redefining our social values, finding worth beyond just cognitive output.
A fundamental societal shift in what we value.
He concludes it's a generational challenge. It requires resilience, strategic planning, forward-thinking policies. The age of AI, he says, isn't just about the tech, it's about deepening our understanding of what makes us human.
A powerful way to frame it. Less about being replaced, more about evolving our role.
So there we have it, our AI-generated deep dive into today's top 5 AI news stories. Meta's big play in personal AI.
SNL reflecting AI in culture.
The complexities of AI companionship.
The existential questions about human relevance.
And this idea of a necessary cognitive migration, it's a lot.
It really shows the speed and breadth of AI's impact right now. It's not just one thing. It's reshaping multiple facets of life simultaneously.
Which brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. Considering all this, the new tools, the social shifts, the workplace changes, the philosophical questions, what do you think will be the most significant way AI reshapes your daily life in the next few years?
And perhaps more importantly, what roles should we as humans play in guiding that change? How do we strike that balance between embracing technological progress and preserving the human values and connections that truly matter?
Something to definitely think about.